Hey guys, welcome back to Resin Bell. Today I am working on a little Summerween project. I'm making the pumpkin bag by Conflicted. I purchased the template, the pattern to make this bag. She asked that you do not resell the bag or the template. These are for personal use only, because she does make these and sell them online, and if you want a custom one, she makes amazing bags. But I did buy the pattern, and I am just working on creating a bag here, and the leather I'm using is not as thick as she recommends or that other bags are made of, and that's because I am recycling an old recliner. Alright, so after you disassemble an old recliner, you can cut off all of the extra leather and you end up with things that look like this, from the armrests and the front edges and things like that, the inside edges that you don't usually see. Then you'll have the big pieces that were maybe on the back that were stitched together, and I ended up with a big trash bag full of leather. So lots of leather to do many projects. So it's a great resource if you have an old leather, piece of leather furniture that may be broken, or the structure is broken or something, and the leather is still good and can be used for a lot of different things. So recycle. Upcycle. All right, I got all my pieces cut out, and I am working on I'm about to paint them. But first, before I paint them, I wanted to show you guys if you're recycling leather. So this is what the original finish looked like. It's kind of like this, got this brown sheen to it, and then this is what it needs to look like to have that sheen taken off. And it's called deglazing, and you can use alcohol to do that, and I'm just using 91% rubbing alcohol and adding it to microfiber cloth. I'm just spraying a little bit on the tip and then just rubbing it back and forth until it feels tacky, and then I'll pick a new spot and start rubbing. Now some of the color comes off, but that doesn't matter to me because I am going to be painting it with this Angelus acrylic paint. And as you can see, I've already got the mouth background pieces for these going. So that's just what I'm doing right now. I'm just deglazing all of the pieces, and then I can paint them. Alright, now after I deglaze everything, I put down my first coat of paint. It's gonna look so cool. So the first coat is always gonna be a little streaky, so you gotta let that dry completely, and then you can add your second coat. Okay, so now I'm just kind of distressing this to kind of give it a little bit of an aged look. So now I'm just putting the pieces together and sewing down one side and moving on to the next section. I have pre-punched all of the holes, and so the sewing is pretty easy. So in this step, I am sewing the details on the face. Kind of do it in a every other stitch type of running stitch pattern. Her instruction video shows to do it as a continuous line of stitching, but I like this style for this style of bag. So the next step is to sew all these pattern pieces together.
until they form a long chain of them, and then I can sew them, the last pieces, the end pieces together, and create a whole circle. So at this point, this old recliner is looking pretty good in its new life, and I can't wait to see the finished product. Now that all the pieces are sewn together, all I have to do is flip this out and then work on the bottoms and all the other little pieces.
Alright, so I just completed cutting these out, painting them, gluing the two pieces together to make it a little thicker because this is the top, sealed it, and put in all of the holes. And this is the bottom of the bag. This is the hinge for the top, the little things for the D-rings for the strap, and this is the stem that I have to sew together still. And then this is, I think, the fabric that I'm going to use for the inside of the bag. And I think that's going to be really cool. This is a Tim Holtz fabric. It's a nice heavy weight. It's not super thin. I'm going to go ahead and get some interfacing, some iron-on interfacing. I'm going to get some really stiff, heavy-duty interfacing because I don't want an inside that's just going to flop around. So, plus I'm using a thinner leather for the bag, so I think that'll give it a little bit of stability. I mean, it's fairly sturdy, but it's still a thinner bag, so I think that'll, kind of give it a little more stability. But I love this fabric. It's probably one of my favorite fabrics ever, and I ended up buying, I think I got 2 yards of this just so I would always have it. But I thought these would be cool to cut some of these out and make them into like patches and stuff, because I mean, come on, it's so cool. Anyway, off topic here. So yeah, that's where I'm at. So tomorrow I gotta go get some interfacing, and yeah, I think that's going to be cool. I'm loving how this bag is turning out, especially the stitching. In the instructions it shows to do, like the double leather stitch so that it's a complete running stitch. But I love the kind of dotted line look of that. It just kind of adds to that whole, I don't know, kind of menacing, I don't know, maybe it's more of like Jack the Pumpkin King that way. I don't know. I just like it. I like it for that style. I wouldn't do that on every style, especially not like a bright, fun, whimsical style, but I like it on this one. Anyway, so yeah, making progress.
So now I'm sewing up the stem, and it's such a cute pattern piece because it creates kind of a twisted stem for this bag, and it's just kind of a genius little pattern piece. I love the way she designed this. So yeah, it's just, you'll notice I'm using my pliers to pull the needle, and that just saves my fingers a lot. Okay, so I am putting some iron-on interfacing onto the fabric of my choice, and this is what the fabric looks like. I love this fabric. It is so awesome. So yeah, gonna iron this on. Just waiting for my iron to heat up. I've got my damp press cloth, and then we can get started. I got my fabric cut out and traced all the pieces. That's the front side, and now I'm just going to kind of pin them all so that I can sew these little sections on the top and bottom, and then make the inside of the bag. Okay, so I sewed all the darts. I actually had to undo one side because I accidentally flipped the pattern upside down, and the bottom is skinnier than the top, and all of my print was upside down. So I had to take the
stitches out of this side and move it out, and then sew farther in on the other end to make it skinnier. So after I did that, I created the pockets, and now I'm just sewing the pockets inside. Okay, so I have this the top edge sewn down. Now I just need to gather the bottom. In the tutorial video it says to lay this flat and then stitch straight across, but I don't want that straight seam. I want it to be kind of gathered in the center. And then I'm going to make a little patch out of this eyeball and I'm going to put it right in the bottom of the bag, which I find hilarious, but it's going to be fun. And then when I'm done with that, I'm going to have to put the bats with the grommets and stuff for the straps, the D-rings, and yeah, so I'm moving right along. I can't tell you how much I love this fabric, and I'm going to put this pocket in the back. My birthday is actually on the 13th of October, so I love that it says 13. It's just kind of perfect. But yeah, that's going to be really fun. Okay, I love it. Oh yeah, that's awesome. All right, gotta flip this inside, and then I'll put my bats on the side. Alright, so right now I am gluing these on, and then after I glue them on, I can add these little things to kind of really hold them on well. I'm gonna let them dry for a minute first. Yay, coming along quickly. Alright, I got my bottom sewed on, and that's what it looks like down in the side. Got these put on so that I'm ready to clip on that stuff, and it's pretty floppy, but I'm okay with that. It's part of reusing the leather that you have. I mean, if I make another one, I'll probably double up, but you know, I'm not upset with that. And then I've got this, and it's going to add some stability as well because I put that thick interfacing in. But yeah, I guess the next thing I got to do is put this in, cut a piece of zipper, and start sewing the zipper in. Okay, so now I've already got the bottom on the inside sewed on and the bottom of the zipper sewed on, and now I'm just sewing the top part of the zipper to the lid, and it's just an in and out going all the way around. And oh my gosh, you guys, I love this lid. I love the little stem and the curly cues, and just I kind of love everything about this pumpkin bag. This old recliner has never looked so good in its whole life. At least not while I owned it. I got it secondhand, and we used it like crazy and really got its life out of it. So now that it has a second life, I'm pretty excited about how this looks. The last thing I got to do is create a piece, a fabric covered piece for the top of the lid and the straps. So we should be good after that. And it's like 75 degrees outside this morning at 8 o'clock, but you know, I had to have some hot chocolate, and I got this French vanilla, and it's just really good, so I had to make me up a scary cup before I start working on my bag again. This is like day 5 of working on this bag, and it's my hands are kind of aching from making all that leather work, but yeah, I had to go with the whole vibe and get the mug down that matches my bag and everything. So yeah, we're gonna get into making this bag again and get it finished up. So tell me, now don't these two make a great pair, you guys? Oh my gosh, it's a serious vibe, and I am so here for it. I'm ready for fall because it's July. Of course I'm ready for fall. So I'm just going to keep on working with this pumpkin bag here, and yeah, I'm almost to the finish line. I just got to create a piece for that top lid and get that strap done, and we're home. I can't wait. Alright, so there it is. Got it in there. Just gluing it, protecting the leather from the clamps with some paper strips. And yeah, I think that's gonna be cool. I dig it. Okay guys, I finally finished this up. I just created a little strap with some Halloween ribbon. I just took 2 different kinds and sewed them down each side. I think I'm gonna make a shorter strap out of leather just for like a little one I can clip on, but this works for now. I love this ribbon. It says spooky vibes only, and that is the vibe for real. Spooky vibes only. So yes, I've got this finished now and I am super happy with it. It's super fun. We got some I'll tell your fortune. And yes, I love the inside of the bag. Plenty of room. It's stiff. It doesn't move around. Like I could get into this pocket and it's not going to shift. I love how it turned out. I love that I got to reuse the leather from the old recliner, and it's just very wonderful for my happy Halloween heart. Oh, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this, and yeah, get your spooky vibes on. All right, we'll see you in the next one, guys. Until then, happy Summerween.